Okay, welcome back everyone. Last day of Web Fundamentals. We're going to do our 10 a.m. project presentations. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then I'll call on each person one by one. So first up on our list today is Malo. Could you share your project, talk about what goals that you had completed that you set at the beginning of the week, talk about some things that you learned that you did not know before in order to accomplish your goals, your ups and downs with this whole project. So please take it away.
I gotcha. Give me 1 second. Blue. Is that the one? Yeah. Alrighty. There we go. So I was stupendously ambitious into what I was planning to do. I mean, I could have got it done, but a certain carousel literally messed me up. But anyways, yeah, so my goal was to create a whole bunch of or a portfolio page, and I wanted to make a carousel of how every carousel slide, like it says what I intended it to do, but it didn't work out that way. And then I wanted to connect the carousel per button on the navigational bar,
Right,
which I failed at that.
right.
So I made the project and pasted it and I actually made another copy and took the carousel off and almost restarted everything over.
Okay.
And I just started with the building blocks that we originally learned. But I did end up adding a carousel back in and uh two JavaScript functions, which
Okay.
was like here's a everything from the nav bar to the education portion. And then over here it's here's a carousel, but I didn't realize the other pictures like kind of how do you say it?
Stretched out to the full width.
Stretched out. Yes, and I tried to fix it, but it just did not work out.
Okay. You can
But then
definitely fix
that's
that if you spend some time on it. So I'm sure
oh
you
yeah,
will figure it out.
definitely, definitely. But I did get the how do you say it? I did get a portion of oh, this would be better. F12. I did get a portion of the media query to work. Not how I wanted it, but um it kind of like yeah. So I still got some how do you
Okay.
say it? Some
Yeah,
practice and learning to do.
yeah. That takes just maybe a day or two of tweaking to get
Hmm.
perfect. But now you have something that's almost complete. It's to your
Right.
liking. It's your own style. I'd add just a little bit more margin between each section, each square that you see in the middle. Add some
Oh
more.
yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, it's kind of close.
Yeah. And for background image, I can link you a website that lets you choose some image without having to.
Yeah,
Uh,
I barely seen that too because my computer's so bright. But yeah, definitely anything helps.
okay. Yeah, I'll link you the website so that you can get a better image there that doesn't say stock in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But
good
yeah,
job.
that's thank you.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Great first start. let's go on to our next presenter, Mike. Mike, you're on mute.
Oh, there we go. Alrighty. Prepare to be whelmed. Screen number 2. There we go. So not many front end changes from yesterday. I was trying to work with media query to not get rid of the placeholder text or add projects, and still need to tinker with just getting the proportions and sizes and all that fixed out. It's working okay on mobile, not great, but it's working okay.
Okay.
So it's yeah, I need
That's
to.
not bad.
I was trying to see about getting that collapsed in together, and just having so this is like the full width, or at least in the center.
Okay.
And just getting that through. This, it looks a lot better on mobile than it does on desktop, at least with a wide screen. I think that's for sure. The links to the bottom work. I got that working at least.
Yep. Okay.
But other than that, I just really need to figure out about getting this collapsed, getting it more centered, so we don't have this big white space on the side on mobile, and see about replacing the placeholder text and trying to add some more functionality, I guess. Let's see if the links work on mobile. They do. Hey, all right.
Did you consider a profile picture?
I don't think. I mean, I'm not a picture kind of guy, but that's a placeholder. But I'll add one in eventually. This will likely sit in a private repository for a while. So
Okay. All right. Yep.
So I may publicize it one day, but not today.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mike. You got a nice website that you can build from.
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely
good
gonna
job
be building on it.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, next on the list is Benjamin.
Okay. I took on the task of rebuilding Blackjack, and this is what I ended up with. Well over 1,300 lines of code. Over 950 lines of JavaScript.
That is so
That's
cool.
badass, bro.
That's
And-
awesome.
nice.
Wow, went from
Thank
0 to
you.
100 in a
Good
day.
job, man.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, after we got done with our meetings yesterday, a couple of guys gave me some assistance on how to make it look better. So we added the background, we changed the color because it used to be blue. Added the Blackjack image in the middle. It's fully functional. Any player can bet, any player can play. Player 2 just got a blackjack. When you hit a blackjack, it alerts. It follows 95% of the rules of the game. I did have to remove some features because I had no idea how to create it, like the split feature. So it's okay. It's a easy sacrifice. But all the buttons work. You can stand, you can hit, you can double, you can bust, you can win. When you win, you get paid. Not paid, obviously, but your pot increases. One thing that I wanted to do at the beginning was keep the count. One thing that blackjack players do is they count the cards to give them an advantage. And instead of doing it mentally, I'm just keeping a tally of what the count is, as well as the shoe percentage. The shoe is 6 full decks, which was created through a for loop, through 2 for loops. And yeah, like say you can hit, and when you bust, it tells you busted, and it shows you that you're over 21. When the dealer busts, everybody gets paid. I mean, it's blackjack through and through. I was working on the query, media query, and when you get to tablet view, it will turn player 1, which is on the right side, and player 3 on the left side, get removed. So it's just one-on-one with the dealer and player 2, and all the functionality still works. Bets increment in 5s, still play. And yeah, that's basically it.
Nicely done.
That's
So,
amazing.
thank you. All right.
Nice. Yeah, it's amazing what a little CSS will do to make the whole thing feel like a Vegas experience or something.
Yeah.
So awesome job, Benjamin. So what are some things you learned this week that you wouldn't have known that you could have figured out, or tell us about a little bit of the journey?
Well, I definitely didn't expect it to be this difficult. One thing that I used a lot was the query selectors, as well as an element called or a method um, called value content, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you have something on your screen, you can read what's on the screen, get the value of it, and then be able to manipulate it and put it somewhere else. So what I would do is, instead of, well, I guess I got to share again. Um, so when I'm keeping track of, let's say, the card totals, I can just take this total instead of continuing to add these up from different functions, because each one of these have their own function. Each card has their own function. I can just take this off the screen and then add it to this next card instead of, I don't know. It was a lot that went into this. Like I said, it was well over 1,000 lines of just JavaScript to make
Okay.
this happen. Or well over 900, almost 1,000.
Do you plan on adding to this, or
I do.
Okay.
I do. I plan on adding significant more functionality to it. Percentages of each card that can come out of the deck. I want to add a way to, instead of dealing from a random shoe, be able to input my cards through just the keypad so that I can actually play on an online server and then put it in. It'll keep the count for me, and then it'll give me advantages if I actually do play. So I'll definitely continue to build on this.
You'll learn how to do that, I'm sure, in the next time.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Thank you, Benjamin. Let's
No
move
problem.
on. Thank you. Move on to Tillman.
Of course, I'm the one that follows that after I said that. That's so funny. But yeah, solid job, man. That was amazing, bro. So here we go. It's me. When I set out, this was, pretty much the idea that I had set out in mind with a couple tweaks. I think I said that I wanted this image to change, but I didn't think that was very important. When I initially started, I just kind of looked at a couple of other well-known hitting coaches that I know of around the country and just kind of, looked at their website, kind of, saw what they did that I liked. So I just was, kind of taking some things from there. I think pretty much everything that I set out to want to achieve, like, getting the nav bar to follow, getting this modal to allow for registry. I finished the about me. I might try to shorten it up a little bit. I tried to get this to not have a scroll, figure out how to keep these cards the same height when the page shrunk in size. So that's something that I will continue to work with and try to fix. So that was one of my bigger struggles, and then getting uh, this carousel with the videos was also a struggle. Trying to figure that out, but I ended up getting that, and yeah, obviously I got that. I'm probably just gonna. I was thinking I was just gonna, for the drills, just go online YouTube and like find some of my, my favorite drills that I like during my career, and then embed them here with another like carousel slider. But then I don't know if there's like copyright with that, if with business wise. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna create my own videos when I get a chance, and then put them up there later.
Yeah.
So over time, I'll do that, and then I'll add like more frequently asked questions. I move my socials down here, like the suggestion that you made.
Okay.
Create a little bit more margin actually right
Yeah.
here.
Make it a little bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, and made the the font size a little bigger and more readable. It was like a dark gray, so I just changed it to white. Um, Shrinks down pretty nicely. And let's
I know
see.
this isn't website related, but the only thing I'd change is maybe like adding an image for how do you say your last name?
Pew, like
Pew.
Pepe the Pew
Oh,
from
okay.
Tunes.
Pew Baseball Academy. So you just make a little logo or something so it looks like
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely something I was thinking of, kind of getting that design off. What else? Was there anything else that I wanted to do? I think that, oh yeah, I tried to do the light dark mode.
uh-huh.
Couldn't get that to work.
Oh, right.
I just scrapped that. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Are you planning on adding that still or
yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll continue to try to mess around with it. Hopefully, find something that works, and I can get that implemented. But it wasn't like the most necessary thing for me. It wasn't on my list of top priorities to get done. So I just was like, you know what, forget it,
okay.
and I'll do it when I come back around to it.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Nice job, Mr. Pugh.
Thank you.
Looks clean, man. Looks clean.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it.
All right. So next on our list is Malik. Blow us away, Malik.
Oh, come on. Not after Benjamin. All right. I guess from last time, I added some links here that go to my socials. I changed the background of the divs. So it's the night theme and it scrolls. I added my little head there spitting. I got all the query select to work. So when it goes, it works perfectly how I want it, at least. And the night mode switches, it kind of swaps everything.
That's nice.
And all the links at the top go where you need it to be. And that's about it.
Nice. And so you have a link to your Discord at the bottom as well?
I sure do.
Okay.
It was I had to find white PNGs, and those are hard to come by.
So you have a YouTube channel as well?
Nope, that one just goes to Git.
Oh, okay.
But you weren't supposed to know that.
Okay. Yeah. So like a future YouTube career.
Yeah, I'm explaining my terrible time I've had at Coding Dojo.
Oh no. All right. Well, fill out my survey before you do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move along. Thank you, Malik. That was great looking. One of the most interesting profiles I've seen. Another interesting profile, Joan.
Okay, all right. Let me share my screen here. All right, so let me open my website. All right, so this is the website that I created. I know in the beginning of the projects I had a different idea. So like 2 days in, I had to quickly pivot. So what I did is I went online and looked for inspiration to find something that I would like. And I'm actually a very simple person, and I like clean lines and simplicity. So this is what I created. So when you first log in, it takes you to the homepage. You're able to see who I am, my face on there, and also a little bit about me. So that's like the home section. So I do have a home button here that always brings you up, and we'll talk about that. And then I have an about section that takes you to about me. So it tells you just a few lines, and it says if you like this site, feel free to connect. Right now for media, I have a lot I have to pick from, so I haven't worked on that yet. But when you go to services, it kind of gives you an idea of what I could help with at this time. So I put UX framing, web design, and presentation design. I also have my socials here. You can definitely open email. I don't know if that popped up on the screen, but I can also log into Twitter. Ideally, it opens in another page, so we'll work on that. And then whenever you go back to the home button, it brings you all the way up top. So that's my entire site. One of the things I definitely wanted to work on, so there are 4 items I wanted to work on before I publish this, because I definitely want to publish this. Of course, include the media section. I wanted to add a copyright section here as well. And then I have to work on, like when I resize this, there's still a few things I need to work on that are not all the way great. But yeah, that's the entire user experience for my site.
Awesome. So maybe you'll have a project section one day soon.
Yes.
Okay, and that won't be long. You'll have plenty of projects to work on the next stack. So thank you, Joan. Nice presentation. Oh, I should ask, did you learn anything that you didn't expect that you would learn?
Oh yeah, I mean, I had to learn a lot of new JavaScript to make those items on the screen like move, those windows that pop up on the left and the right. So that was fun. Yeah, there was definitely some new functionality in JavaScript that I had to learn. And then of course, Bootstrap. I use a little bit of Bootstrap as well as my own coding. So it was a little bit of everything.
Okay, nicely done. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. And next person online is Zach.
Oh boy. All right. So my job is to make the rest of y'all look good here. Definitely did a lot more learning than doing. So this is the first part. This is actually the part that held me up the longest. I probably spent a full day and a half trying to get a transition when I click this button instead of it just blinking away. As you'll see. And it pulls down to this. Doesn't look especially great, but got a little bit of functionality there. Opens up with the links, got a menu, pictures change, blah, blah, blah. This pulls up to a video of Pac-Man. Eventually. And then I have the real Pac-Man over here. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I definitely got a full weekend ahead of me. So
You should maybe put like a header above that Pac-Man section that says check out the Pac-Man demo or like a copy that I built, because otherwise it just looks like a video. So
Sure.
it is impressive if you can do something like this. So you should title it or something.
Okay, fair enough.
Other than that, yeah, looking good. I would just make sure that your pictures as well, that they're not stretched out.
Yeah. The whole page looks a little wonky. I know that. Some of the images look a little weird. I don't really want all the dead space. in the middle here, or at least I'd like it better outlined. But
Yeah.
I
Other
did
than
make-
that, it's good luck, you know. If that's what you choose, then just wear it. And it's good. All right. Well, thank you, Zach. I like the intro button there. If wants to see profile equals true, click. Okay, next in line is Ethan.
Hi everyone. So I just did my portfolio. It's very simple and clear. So I didn't do a lot. I just make some adjustment yesterday. So I just like I don't know how to put anything on my welcome page. I just write my name and then say hi everyone and then put a little bit animations. And then next section is about me. So just writing some couple paragraph and then use the casserole to play some picture or anything. And then next one is my select projects. So people can like click the core and then demo, and then they will direct to the GitHub. And then next one is contact me section. So I just put my picture and then user can like type their name and then message me. And then the last one is the find me section. That's it.
Oh, is that
Nice.
you, Ethan? You put a picture.
Yeah. Thanks.
Ah,
And then besides, I also create a simple calculator in my project. So this is the calculator, just like very simple, only have 5 functions. So 9 plus 1 equal to 0. That's it.
Ethan, did you just link that to your GitHub? Is that how you had it pull up there?
Yeah, so people can just click the link, the code, and then they will go to it.
That's smart. That was smart to do, man.
Yeah,
And then the box with the arrow goes to like a GitHub pages of that demo.
yeah.
So
Demo, I haven't like created the link, so they just go back to the homepage.
okay. There is a
So I
way
have-
that
yeah.
we can deploy our GitHub or projects online now through GitHub pages. So I can show you guys a bit about that after this lecture about how to deploy it. So
Okay.
using GitHub pages, we can use our repository to post our project online onto the web.
Okay.
So I'll show you guys how to do that. Nice job, Ethan.
Thank you.
Anything that you want to talk about your journey, about what you had to learn how to do, any goals that you missed, any ones that you had to change?
I would like to learn more how to like add more like animations. So because like it's very difficult part to create like a lot the fancy portfolio. So I have to learn more about CSS.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
More
like
animations.
yeah, more animation. Yes.
Okay. Nice job, Ethan.
Thank you.
Nice clean profile.
Yeah. Thanks.
I would maybe just add a nice background picture to the hi, I'm Ethan. It's nice that it's white, but I'd like maybe just some sort of
Just the color or like a picture of
like a picture of relating to you that would
Okay.
fit in, or something that's a nice cover anyway, just some kind of picture so it's not just so white, like a newspaper.
Okay, cool. Thank you for your suggestion. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Ethan. Next in line is Dan. So thank you, Dan.
Good morning, everyone. I have shown many of y'all this. I made a fairly basic profile page to highlight some of my projects. Starting from the left here, you can see we've got a sticky sidebar. And as we hover over our links, they change to color within the color scheme. Our links on the bottom here will open in new tabs to GitHub and LinkedIn. In this About Me image, I have this overlaid text box that will also change size as the screen size changes, so that you don't have so it's not just squeezing down to be unreadable. Technologies, education, parallaxed background image, bio, skills and experience, parallaxed background image, highlighting some of the projects here that we've worked on in the boot camp, and also need to fix that so it opens in a new tab. And then finally to the contact section, which will work to send an email to me. Then looking at the mobile view, we get rid of the link sidebar and stick it in the top. And get rid of our background images because that's really just a bunch of clutter on a mobile page. And resize all of this, add little borders around the projects because we've changed orientation, so that everything is still readable. So this border gives us some extra distinction between projects, and then finally ending at the contact again. These
Nicely done.
also
So can you
will-
show that that works, that message thing? Can you send yourself an email right now?
So for the message, you can put in, well, I'll put in my name and email that I put in to test with, and when you click send, it will pull up your default email. I don't love this.
Oh, so
and-
it'll send that exact message like that from your default email.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. It doesn't send from there. I think there's a way to
No,
actually
I
send
think
it.
there is too. I've seen it, but that was not where I spent the bulk of my time. So that before I go live with it, I want to get it to do that instead of just pulling up your
Okay.
default email.
Okay.
It's not there quite yet.
I think it was mail to that was the function, or that was the code
Yeah,
for it.
this is
Mail to, is it?
Yeah, mail to : and then your email address.
But it
yeah,
takes
that
you
pulls
to
up your
your.
default.
Oh, okay, huh? But it looks good, Dan. It looks really good.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Dan.
So things I had to learn were basically, well, how to some of the positioning stuff, sticky stuff, and the parallax. That was a learning opportunity.
Parallax. Okay. And I'm sure you'll figure out that message part right before you deploy. So good job.
Yeah, last thing.
Good job, Dan. My list
Thank
got
you.
out of order here, so forgive me if I miss you here. Hiral.
Oh, fun. Hang on. So I was very indecisive and I kept restarting it and I ran into a couple of different things. So I just put a basic background in and then just had some filler text and then just some links on the bottom. I didn't send it to Facebook, it just goes to Google. The email does the same thing, it just pulls up and then link my GitHub to it. And while making this, I realized that I need to plan better because I am very indecisive about the layout. Like this is like the third time I redesigned the website, and I need to just stop second guessing myself and focus on just finishing one thing.
Yep.
I did realize that I need to understand the Java functions more because I could not get, whenever I click on any of these links, this is supposed to change. So it would just click and then time out and it wouldn't actually change anything on the page. So I kept looking for ways of doing it, and I just couldn't come up with one.
You set the A tag, the href to be a certain other section on the page that it would have to link to. So we can go over that after this lecture.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a good background. That's a great background.
Yeah, it's New York City from Jersey.
Okay, yeah, it looks like a plot of a
Hudson
movie or
River.
something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm still gonna finish this over the weekend just because I don't like leaving projects unfinished, but I need to stop being so indecisive and second guessing myself. That was one of the main things that I figured out.
Okay. Nicely done, Haral. Okay, so what are your goals for this? You're just gonna add more content so that you can create the links to go to those sections?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right, well, thank you, Haral. Let's move along. We have Gary.
I was going for a clean profile page. I completely did not accomplish that. It's not clean at all. So basically, I just have the carousel with my education and background and skills, my projects, and then like the email and so on. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. My original plan didn't seem like it would be this junky in my head. It's like a lot of clutter and just blank open spaces in the page that I don't really care for the visual effects of it.
Okay. So what are you gonna do to try and fix it?
But it does jump to different portions in the page with the header.
Okay, so that's a plus. What I would do then is just make the headers the same size, or unless you meant for that look. I would
I wanted that look. That's actually the one thing I did accomplish.
I would make the buttons in the top header a little bit more visible.
Okay.
The images and the parallax, make them images that are high quality. Something I'll link to you. Shutterstock has a good, you get a free trial, you get free 5 high quality images.
I honestly thought about just throwing everything out and just trying to start from scratch, but I was scared I wouldn't have anything.
No, you can build on this. The text in the middle. See that text between the pages? You can make that a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Your bullet points, make those a lot bigger. It's not so bad. It's not as bad as you're making it to be. I think there's text in general all over needs to be bigger. And bigger text, high quality images, and this will turn around 100%. So I'll send you the Shutterstock as well, but you can Google that.
Also, my mobile is not. I took out the background images, and this is what my mobile looks like.
Okay.
Still like a lot of space, and just kind of didn't accomplish what I really wanted to.
Okay, but the mobile doesn't look as bad. That bad. I would just say add some media queries so that when you're on mobile, well, overall you need the text to be bigger. That bio section below these rocks, it's something you create. Fill that up to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. So no small paragraphs, no small bullets. Other than that, I think you can improve upon this. You know what to do. But overall, good job. You did something that a month ago you wouldn't have thought that you would have been able to make, right? So a website from scratch, you designed it, you put it together. Overall, you can still improve on it, but doesn't mean you should give up. So Thank you, Gary. Next on my list is David. Nice, David. If you're talking, you're on mute. We can't hear you.
I was already talking. Hello everyone. So I went for a minimalistic look on my portfolio. So let's get started. On hover, they change color. They go to the corresponding section. Let's go to the projects. I didn't really like the projects that we had to put on here. I kind of want like personal projects on here. But if you click on the project demo, highlights the button that it's on. Same thing for the others. You click on the Git link, it takes you there. And this About Me section, not too happy with, but hold on. And then I added a carousel of videos. They switch around every few seconds. These are personal projects from what I used to do before. So just video editing. And then you want to watch a specific video, just hover over it and it'll play through. And I have a contact section, name, email address, message, submit, and my social at the bottom. You go to the corresponding links. You go to my GitHub. Yeah, it's about it. One thing I learned that, or not that I learned, but I want to change is this section. I want to change it to links instead of videos because since the videos are local, they're very heavy. And when I try to push it to GitHub, it was taking forever because they're so big.
Okay.
And yeah.
Awesome. It does have a clean look. The white makes it clean. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate between, like, let's see your project section. Those three cards. They're also white on the bottom, so that shadow really needs to be there for it to be seen. The border in the bottom. So that's the only thing I would comment on. But other than that, looking good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, David. Appreciate your presentation. Let's move along to Matthew.
All right. So this is my portfolio. I ended up yesterday. I just wanted to mainly just dive straight into Bootstrap, which essentially, I mean, this is just all Bootstrap. I was able to make this About Me section. I could get to this About Me section. I couldn't figure out how to do the same thing with the carousel to make it lower. I wanted to fill this out, but I just ran out of time. The carousel does not work. I was trying to figure that out too. I'd like to put this email action to contact me, but I was testing out to see if it works, which it does. It pulls up my email if I click on it to send an actual email to me. I put my projects down here. I was trying to figure out the GitHub thing too, so I'm interested to see that after the lecture, because if you just hit view my project, it'll just bring up my GitHub. The contact me doesn't work right now. And the other problem with the about me is that it highlights blue because this was originally blue and I changed it to green. So I had to figure out how to make it stop highlighting home and it changes back to a normal color. And then a lot of my time was taken with the Pac-Man game, which I was able to make him the walls and make him move the direction he's moving and change the point total of the cherry. But I would like it if you could just click a button to pull it up like I saw earlier examples. So the big thing I learned from this is to manage my time better. I sort of got absorbed into the Pac-Man thing because I thought it was like the most fun I've had doing anything in the coding boot camp so far. So I definitely neglected this, and I wish I had started with Bootstrap first because I think it would have made it a lot easier than the original incarnation I did. I'd also like to make this middle black, I was able to do that, but it would put it all the way to the left. So I'd like it to be centered in the middle. So that's just me messing with more things. Because I was starting to get it, but I just ran out of time.
Okay. Nice job. One thing I would add is to make your P tags a little bigger. Maybe add some visual icons for each language, the Python, SQL, JS, CSS, HTML. Put some symbols there, those classic symbols that add some color to your page to make it pop. Make the text better, bigger in the education section. Yeah, just make overall all the buttons have a little bit bigger text.
All right.
Other than that, looking good. I like.
Matthew, did yours open your Pac-Man game?
No, it doesn't open the Pac-Man game. That's why I'm interested to see the lecture. And when I saw Ethan's, I was like, oh, that's exactly what I wanted it to do.
Right, same, yeah. Did you get the ghosts moving?
No, because I was going to, and then when I talked to Josh, it was like, oh, your portfolio is nothing's happening there. I was like, oh yeah, I need to do that. So I unfortunately didn't make it there because my portfolio had no work on it. So
Cool. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Matthew. Okay, now last but not least is RJ. So take us away, RJ.
Hey, how you guys doing this morning? So, 1 second. So initially when I started this project, it was supposed to be an audio visualizer. I want you to know I fell incredibly short of that because it is maybe 7 different projects within one. So right now it functions as a media player. Because it's not live, unfortunately, you guys won't be able to hear the audio. But it plays several different tracks. I'll send a link to anybody who wants to hear any of the tracks, but it was a very fun project for me, to say the least, just because I got to really just experiment with JavaScript, essentially. All this was done in JavaScript and built functions, Canvas, and essentially math random to create the image and basically make a filter over it where it breaks up at all times. So I thoroughly enjoyed this project. It makes me look forward to doing more projects like this.
Nice. First of its kind. So, at least that I've seen. Thank you, RJ. And I think that wraps up everyone's presentations. So good job, everyone. So now we need to put our projects onto GitHub. I did not expect to be explaining this, but might as well go on ahead to do it. So let me share my screen and include this in the lecture. So if you build a project, put it on GitHub, you can deploy it using GitHub Pages. Okay, so step 1 is create a repository. Then you add to it. Then you push it, right? So you push it, whatever you're working on. And so we can use GitHub Pages to go ahead and put this online. Where is the step for that? So this is the link to get started through it. Let me go ahead and put this in the chat. And let's see here. I think as long as you specify that you want to host it, as long as you push it, it should be online. So where is the step here that it's asking for? Just edit, push, and your change is live. So you call it public And this link should be the link to your project. Is there anything in these commands here that make that happen? Let me see here. Oh, so you enter in the repository name, you say the name of the repository.github.io. If you add that to your repository name, then you can see it on GitHub pages. So you have to change the repository name to be that. So if we go back to the original website, I think that's what I missed in the presentation. And so the name of the project has to be the name of the project.github.io. That's what makes it able to be online, to be viewed online. So that's it. That's all you need to change. And then you can go to that website, https username.github.io. So to use Benjamin's website, for example, it could be blackjack.github.io. That's where you would have to go to when you call the project. If, for example, we're calling it blackjack.github.io, if that's the name of the repository, you can go to that site. Okay? And that's all there is to it. I believe you're able to...
Question.
Yep.
In the where it says clone repository step 2, github.com username. So that's both, that's Brett saying it twice. So in your example of Ben's blackjack.
Username is the
GitHub.
folder. Username
Okay.
is the folder that it's in.
And then
username.github.io. That's the name of the repository.
okay, I got you.
And then you can also use that the URL and make a custom URL. Let's see. You can customize the domain name of your GitHub pages site. I think you have to own that domain name and then be able to switch it to that name in order for that to work. So you can't just use any domain name out there that's already taken. You have to buy it to be able to switch it to that. But here's the instructions for that. Okay, it's at the bottom of the page. I'll go ahead and link this in the chat as well. For those of you that I said use Shutterstock, here's the website link for that. I think if you sign up, you get a few, at least 5 free high quality pictures. So browse through a bunch of pictures and find out what would be best for a presentation for your website. Definitely helps. You think that something so small doesn't help, but every detail counts towards your success. So get a clean look for your website. Don't use blurry pictures that you've ripped off Google. You know, delete your trial after those 5 days, but you can then walk away without having to pay anything, and you get some high quality images. Okay, with that, I'll go ahead and close out the lecture. It's been great having you guys as a class, being able to lecture to you guys, and you guys being so receptive and learning and applying a lot of hard work. So you guys make this job really enjoyable for me. And so it's like I'm your coding kindergarten teacher. I'm your first contact. And now you'll be going on to much harder subjects. And good luck to you. It's a difficult journey. You guys can make it though. Definitely, you guys are a group that can all make it. Okay, so I'll see you guys at the graduation. I'll create the breakout groups now. So feel free to drop by. I will be going on lunch sometime soon, and even the graduation, I'll be there, but I'll be taking attendance, but I won't be so available around this time. So, actually, I should be if it's at 2. Yeah, I should be fine. Okay, so everyone have a great rest of your day. We are still taking attendance for one more time slot in the day. Python should be open soon. And if you have nothing to do, continue to work on your projects. Any questions?
Will the graduation be like in a separate Zoom call? Is that what's going on? Like we'll get the link in the Discord? Or...
Yeah, you'll get the links. Yep, I'll add the links.
Sorry, what's going on in the graduation besides
Graduation is everyone that's graduated Coding Dojo, like all the stacks, and you get to see those graduates, see them get awarded their certificate, and see them present their projects.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
Mhm.
I'm sure everyone here was super happy to have you.
Thank you.
We're great. I think we all did well because we had a great instructor. So thank you.
That makes
I
me.
second that.
I feel
Don't
like I'm.
forget to do a survey.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh shit, the survey. Sorry, language.
Tell them how
That's a good
great
segue
Sensei
for that.
Because the survey just started on YouTube, right?
The survey, I'm gonna relink in Discord. Please fill this out. I need this information, not because I need the feedback myself. I get it plenty from you guys, but everyone needs the feedback in the company, so they need to see how I'm doing. Definitely feel like it's easier now that I understand this material to teach it than it was to learn it when I was in your position. When I was in your shoes, I had a hard time. So, the link is in the Discord. Please fill that out before the end of the day. It's a must do. Other than that, thank you guys very much. And have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your weekend and rest of your experience at Coding Dojo.
Thank you.